My brain, when I get hurt, is so quick to catastrophize, and I'm starting to figure out why it does this. But it will go from, like with a neck injury, immediately I wonder, am I going to be paralyzed? With my back, I had an injury recently. Am I never going to walk again? It's just like from zero to the worst case scenario, like as fast as possible. And I didn't really understand why my brain was doing this until recently. I've been working with a couple um, therapists and specialists for people who are recovering from high demand, high control religion. And the religion that I grew up in never, it very much, the culture of it was to never take medicine, never go to doctors. And more or less, they taught us that, like, our body wasn't real, and if you're feeling any pain, that's just, like, an illusion of the truth of being, and that as a perfect child of God, you are never hurt, you can never have an accident, all those things, so if your body is telling you something, you need to correct your thought, and then your body will follow suit, that your body is really just, um, a manifestation of your thought externalized, right? So, I grew up with this kind of, like, intense suppression of all my, sensations, all the pain receptors, all of that. I just would push down and pray through it so quickly. And so a couple weeks ago, I actually threw out my back, for the first time as an adult, and for the first time as an adult who was taking medicine, which is a new experience for me. And so this time, when confronted with the pain, I immediately spiraled because that's just what I've done. But instead of then like turning to prayer, which is what I used to do, I got to talk to my therapist. And what I learned was that because my body has not had the space to actually feel the feelings, to acknowledge the pain and how hard it is and how scary it can be, all of those like natural things, my body has and my whole nervous system has had to crank up the volume from 0 to 100 just to feel like it's gonna get heard. Because as a child, I would maybe feel, if I was hurt, I would feel those sensations, but I would pray it down and I would push it down and I would dissociate or do whatever I needed to do to kind of survive. But I didn't really listen to my body for a long, long time. And so this is a new era for me where I'm finally getting to feel my feelings, which turns out they're really big after not feeling them for 35 plus years. Um, and then as I've been recovering from this injury, getting to use medicine, getting to use muscle relaxers and steroids and anti-inflammatories and do PT for things and actually feel like I'm getting better has been an incredible gift to just have a new experience with some old, the old trigger being pain. And I am just like in awe of A, medicine, yay. But B, just I just kind of being an anthropologist in my own mind and being like, how did we get here? And why is this happening? And then to realize that even though I left the religion a while ago, there are so many roots that just kind of seep into every part of my life, how I cope, how I deal with pain, how I deal with, things that come up. There's these old kind of like dusty pathways that used to be really well traveled, and my brain wants to go down them. And it's just like, this is not where we're at anymore. And it's so fascinating. And I'm just so grateful to see how I've evolved and how far I've come. And that's all.